Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Key West, Florida. This small island at the southernmost point of the US is famous for its tropical vibe, fascinating history, and unique culture. Whether you're into history, relaxation, or adventure, there is something for everyone here in this beautiful community. Key West was founded in 1822 and its history is full of adventure, mystery, and a bit of danger. This island's strategic location between the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico made a prime spot for all sorts of characters to call home during the 1800s. Pirates, smugglers, and wreckers. You know, people who made their living salvaging ships that ran aground on nearby reefs. They were all part of the colorful cast of Key West in the early days. Yes, pirates did roam these waters. Legendary pirates like Blackbeard and Captain Kidd were rumored to have sailed near these shores, and stories of buried treasure still captivate the imagination of visitors. If you want to learn more about this part of Key West history, there are a couple places that you can go visit. One of them is the Shipwrecked Treasure Museum. The other is the Mel Fisher Maritime Museum. Both places give a glimpse of life into the past. Now, the Mel Fisher Maritime Museum has a vast collection of silver and gold artifacts that were recovered from a Spanish galleon that sank off the coast back in 1622. Today, the island's charm comes from its laid-back vibe, its beautiful weather, and its mix of culture and history. Strolling around through the streets, you'll pass historic homes, lively bars, and shops that reflect the island's free-spirited attitude. And of course, no visit to Key West is complete without trying the famous key lime pie. Now, this tropical dessert is a symbol of the island itself. It's said that key lime pie was invented here in the late 1800s, but today nearly every restaurant on the island has its own version of this iconic treat, so you won't have to go far to find it. We stopped by the Key West key lime shop, that's kind of hard to say, and let me tell you, it was spot on. And if you're a fan of key lime pie like I am, this place is a must try. Now, if you're looking to explore the island's history, then one spot that is a must visit here in Key West is the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum. This is a Spanish colonial house that was built around 1851 and became Hemingway's residence in the 1930s. Hemingway penned some of his most famous work here, including For Whom the Bell Tolls and Have Not, which was set in Key West itself. Now, one of the most famous residents here, aside from Hemingway himself, is his six-toed cats. Now, there are still six-toed cats here that are direct descendants of Hemingway's beloved cat, Snow White, and they've all become part of the museum's legacy. In fact, over 60 cats still live here today, and they're all pretty friendly with visitors. Now, if you're like me and allergic to cats, then visiting the Hemingway home might feel like stepping into a feline-infested nightmare. I mean, don't get me wrong, the history here is amazing, but when you're surrounded by 60-plus cats, well, let's just say it's not exactly my version of paradise. Another place to check out is the Little White House. This charming residence served as the winter home, or winter White House, for President Harry Truman during his time in office. Truman conducted important government business here, meeting with advisors, and even making some key decisions that really shaped post-war America. The house has been preserved as a museum, so visitors can see where these pivotal moments took place and get a sense of Truman's life away from Washington, D.C. And while you're out visiting historical places, don't miss the original Key West Lighthouse. This is another must-see for any history lover. This was built in 1848. This lighthouse was a crucial beacon for ships navigating the dangerous reefs around the island. Today, it stands as one of the oldest structures on Key West and offers visitors the chance to climb to the top. It's a bit of a hike, 88 steps to be exact. After taking in a view, be sure to explore the Keeper's Quarters Museum at the base of the lighthouse, where you can learn more about the lives of the lighthouse keepers and their families. When we visited, we had the chance to take an excursion that was a cigar-making and rum-tasting tour, and I do highly recommend this tour. It was great. We visited Papa Pilar's Distillery. where we got to see the rum making process and even taste some incredible samples at the end. Over at Rodriguez Cigar Factory, we learned about the history and culture behind cigars and the Rodriguez family. We even got to roll our own cigars, and overall, it was a fantastic experience. While walking around, we also stumbled upon the Flying Monkeys Saloon. Now, this is a popular spot known for its frozen cocktails. While they had plenty of flavors to choose from, of course I went with a local craft beer, as I love trying new local brews wherever I travel. However, their wide selection of frozen cocktails makes this place a perfect spot to relax and cool off with a drink, especially on those hot days. Now, across the street from the Flying Monkey Saloon is the Bull and Whistle Bar. This is one of those Key West spots that you just kind of have to go and experience. This place has 3 stories, 3 different levels to it, and each level has its own vibe. Now, downstairs at the Bull, you'll find a classic Key West dive bar with music, cold drinks, that sort of thing. Head on up to the 2nd floor, which is what they call the Whistle Bar, and it's an open air view. It's perfect for people watching and just kind of relaxing and having a drink. Now, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, well, then head on up to Rooftop, which is what they call Garden of Eden. And it's, well, clothing optional. Another great way that we learn to explore Key West is by renting a golf cart. It's not only fun and convenient, but it's another great option if you want to see more of the island in a shorter amount of time. We found it incredibly easy to get around, especially when visiting those must-see spots that are a little more spread out, like the Hemingway House and the Little White House, and even the famous southernmost point. Now, golf cart rentals are really popular here in Key West, and they're available all around the island, all of which offer a variety of options to fit your group size. You'll have plenty of choices at one of these places. On average, you can expect to pay around $100 to $150 for a full day rental. Of course, it's all depending on the size of the cart and the time of year. Most companies offer hourly rates too, so if you just want to spend a few hours exploring, that's an option as well. This could change during peak travel season or holidays, so it's a good idea to also book ahead if possible to keep them from selling out. Now, we did find that renting these golf carts gave us the flexibility to cover more ground without feeling rushed. Plus, it's easy to pull over and stop at different spots along the way, whether it's grabbing some key lime pie or snapping a quick photo at a landmark like the southernmost point. Now, speaking of the southernmost point, make sure that you do get there early if you want a selfie with this iconic landmark. Now, the lines form quickly, but it is worth the photo op or at least just a visit. Now, if you're not into golf carts, don't worry, you can easily walk around most of Key West, or if you want to dive deeper into the history, there are guided walking tours that will take you through the island's fascinating past. There are plenty of other excursions that you can take in Key West as well, like snorkeling tours at the coral reefs, taking a sunset cruise, or even going on a haunted history tour. Whatever your interest, Key West has something to offer. Now, Key West is a truly unique place full of rich history and unforgettable experiences. So whether you're here for the cigars, rum, pie, or just the history itself, make sure to take time exploring all that this little island has to offer. If you're ready to book your adventure to Key West, be sure to contact your favorite local travel advisor. Don't have one? Reach out to us. We'd be glad to help. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.